right, Isaac Rosenthal, Brenton Kelly back with you for hopefully the last time we have to restart. Our technical issues, I think, are resolved. And let's talk a little bit about pregame stuff for this game. We talked, can we come up with anything other than stay out of the box?
That's the number one key to the game right now. Just staying out of the box. Like we said before in our pregame, postgame, intermission reports yesterday, just stay out of the box. And if you take the Ducks from the first period yesterday, they outplayed them. Straightforward as that. They outplayed them the first 10 minutes of the first period yesterday. They really looked really good, just keeping their game plan, sticking with their men on defense, getting like every shot on net. That was really good tactic by them. Just needed to stick with that, and that's basically the name of the game. Stay out of the penalty box and just play your game.
Yeah, and the other thing, the big frame that I want to focus on for this game seems to kind of have been the bugaboo at times for the Ducks this season is the second period.
Yeah.
If you don't play well in the second period, people talk so much about starting well and finishing well in hockey, and not enough gets said about the second period and what bed do you make for yourself to lie in that third period.
Exactly, yeah. You have to continue your play through each of the periods of the game. You can't just start well and finish strong like you said. You have to continue that success in the second period. And that's what the Ducks really key to the success tonight is stay on the box and continue your level of play through the second period.
And it's got to be an evolution over the course of the game too. You can't do the same thing. And some of that is on the coaching staff, some of that is on the veteran leadership on the bench. They've got to be noticing things. Someone, has to be there on the bench saying, hey guys, this goalie's leaving rebounds, left and right. What are we going to do about it? Mm-hmm. And, I'm sure that communication is happening, but what adjustments get made because of that is kind of the issue for the Ducks, as they will take the ice tonight in their green uniforms. So Santa Rosa switches from their road look to their whites today. It looks a little bit like something Team USA would wear from Santa Rosa. I kind of like that look for them. But of course, the best dressed team in college hockey is to our left in the throwback greens tonight.
Well, when you get NHL on NBC retweeting your jerseys, you get the NHL's attention. I think that says a lot about your uniforms. Brought you by Rebirth jerseys.
Yeah, it does, and they look great. Unfortunately, still trying to get their first home win wearing these jerseys, and that's not a narrative we like to keep picking up, but it's not one that we can entirely ignore either. So it's going to come down for the Ducks tonight to, I think, a couple of things. I think that you have to get production and solid defense beyond that top line. That top line looked good last night, but Santa Rosa, I think, was able to show their depth maybe a little bit more than the Ducks. But who knows? If the Ducks can play consistently the way they did in the first half of that first period, and at times even in the third period, they looked like the better team. But they just made such a nasty, had such a nasty second period, couldn't stay out of the box, that they made it impossible for themselves in that third.
And like you kind of said before, regaining home ice advantage, I think you have to kind of play this game like a road game. Where all the Ducks wins have come on the road, you're kind of forced to play your simplest game on the road and just playing their simple game plan, getting pucks to the net, establishing a good forecheck. I think we need to see the Ducks do a lot more of that. Santa Rosa was doing that even in the last minutes of the third period with a 6-3 lead. They were sending two guys in each and every single time on the Ducks. So I just feel like the Ducks need to treat this like a road game, play their simple game, stay out of the box, and just play simple hockey.
Yeah, and you hit the nail on the head right there. Just simplify.
Yeah.
And that can be, that can be an issue for the Ducks at times. Just trying to get a little bit.
That's also little things like getting the puck out of your zone. Like the Ducks turned the puck over right on their blue line, which resulted in a goal. So just little things like that. Like when in doubt, get the puck out. Simple terms like that. Just simplify your game and should come out with the W tonight.
Well, we are going to take a quick break. Clock shows 1 minute before we get to anthems. We're going to try something new and leave our mics on. We'll just try and keep our mouths clean here, let you get a little bit of the pregame ambiance and maybe test a little more audio while we're at it. So don't go anywhere. We are just about ready for action. We'll come back when we get there.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to Lane County Ice Center. Tonight's game matches up the Polar Bears from Santa Rosa Junior College and your Ducks of Oregon. And now let's get tonight's starting lineups, beginning with the Polar Bears. Starting at goalie, number 31, Steve Martin. At left defense, number 10, Dave Lundgren. At right defense, number 22, Josiah Nickel. At left wing, number 3, Evan Hastings. At center, number 27, John Kashishian. And starting at right wing, number 39, Lane Bellabo. And now, the starting lineup for the Ducks. Starting the goalie, number 34, Jackson Howery. At left defense, number 79, Derek Armstrong. At right defense, number 23, Jesse Leonard. At left wing, number 17, Cody Drees. At center, number 9, Nick Scabera. And starting the right wing for the Ducks, number 4, Nathan Lutz. And now, fans, at this time, we ask that you please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Alrighty, so here we are, ready now for game number 2 between these two teams, and a little bit different look for the Ducks starting tonight. It will be Jackson Howery in goal, and Cody Drees, Nathan Lutz, Nick Scabera, the starting offensive unit. So different group that gets to start tonight, maybe a little bit more can be a little bit more physical group anytime you get Cody on the ice. But, you know, good. It's good, and maybe they can get some energy. That line can certainly produce that. You've got 3 guys whose style of play really kind of complements each other. Cody's going to do the dirty work. Nick will do whatever Nick needs to do and can look pretty good at doing it too. Always been one of the top offensive producers for this Ducks team since he joined, and then Nathan Lutz has been a rookie bright spot for the Ducks this year. Definitely. Lutz had a goal yesterday. Let's see what this line can do. Interesting note, Santa Rosa is going back to their goalie from yesterday, playing on 2 games back-to-back, so we'll see how fatigue plays for him tonight. Yeah, it's definitely a little bit surprising, especially to see a road team do that. Especially bringing 3 goalies on a trip like that. So we'll see what the other 2 goalies think about that one. Well, we are underway. Santa Rosa got the face-off, but nearly an opportunity right off it for the Ducks. We start with Derek Armstrong and Jesse Leonard rounding out their top 5, in addition to Scabera, Drees, and Lutz. And then Jackson Howery, second-year goaltender for the Ducks, gets the nod tonight. Howery, Eugene native, grew up playing his games in this building. Opportunity for the Ducks. Nathan Lutz is impaired just enough to draw the arm of the referee, and that whistle came real early as Cody Drees is shoved from behind, taking one extra little hack there as it chippiness or is it defending your goaltender? Santa Rosa will call it one thing. And looks like the refs will just be okay calling just the one. The hook called against number 10 for Santa Rosa, David Lundgren.
Pretty easy call for the ref to make any contact with the hands, especially on a breakaway. He's gonna call that every time. But big opportunity for the Ducks right now with the power play just 1 minute into the game.
And the shot through and wide. 19:15 showing on the clock. So that first shift for the Ducks, they're able to draw a penalty. Trevor Schott, Alec Mingle, Cody Dries, Nathan Lutz, and Nick Scabera are the 5 for the Ducks currently. Trevor Schott will usually stay at that point on the power play. Pokes that one in, and Santa Rosa the backhanded clear with 18:46 left in the opening frame. Just about 30 seconds gone on this opening power play. Trevor Schott making some moves. Schott still with it. Then he gets the pass centrally, and then he gets it back. Kept it with him. Nifty moves from Trevor there. Stop me if you've heard that one before. Scabera at the point. Zach Foss there with him. And now it's going to be cleared by Santa Rosa. They're halfway through the power play with 18:15 left in the opening period.
The Polar Bears are just getting in all the passing lanes right now. Ducks really can't find anyone open.
And pretty high pressure again from Santa Rosa. We saw that from their PK last night. Only one man opposite the red line this time, but we saw him sneak 2 guys in the Duck zone last night at times.
Ducks power play likes to work it from the point, so that's why you see the high pressure from Santa Rosa right now.
And good job for the Ducks to get it back to Trevor Schott and then back high circle to Yale. Yale behind the net. Crashing in is Landers. They couldn't get it to him, and Landers goes down, takes out a teammate. Santa Rosa regrouping, and they move across the blue line now. Trying to work a shot there, but having the puck moved off him was 39 of Santa Rosa, not on the roster. That's often the case. Players might have one number in one jersey color and one number in another, so the rosters only goes so far.
I believe 39's Beliveau from yesterday.
I believe you're right.
That's what the Twitter was saying yesterday, so we'll have to change that on our rosters when we get the chance.
So back to even strength here, and not too much to speak of shot-wise on that power play for the Ducks, but they had some good looks.
And those good looks did come from below the goal line.
And shot from Kevin McClare there, and then he's introduced to the ice after, but good transition play from McClare there to jump on that puck, creates an opportunity.
Just a touch back on that power play. As I said before, the Ducks power play really runs through their point guys, but Santa Rosa picked up on that, so they're applying a lot of pressure on the high point, but the Ducks' good chances came when they moved down low and got a couple scoring opportunities right by the goal crease.
And off the face-off there, puck behind the net, Ducks with it. Pat Taylor tried to get a centering pass into the slot, not able to get it through, and Santa Rosa with the opportunity to clear, but icing in doing so with 16:38 left in the opening frame. Want to take the opportunity to say hello to anyone from Polar Bear Nation who may be watching this game. The visiting team's no small part of why we do these broadcasts. Not often you get to see the boys play on the road, and you make up a very important part of our very small audience here. So every single person, we love you for watching, and tell your friends, tell your parents, and load the game up on your phone too, and any other devices you may have lying around. McClare knocks it down there, but Santa Rosa able to get on it. And puck will carry him around the neutral zone a bit before the Ducks able to backskate with it through Derek Armstrong with his pass intercepted. And Santa Rosa keeps it in. Armstrong again to go back and get it behind the net. Awkward bounce there in front of Howery, but thankfully no white jerseys anywhere near. And now it's McClare again. McClare gains the red line and dumps. He'll go to get his own puck in the corner, and he's run into for doing so, but may still get some puck possession. Now back to the point. Ducks there, and that pass fluttered in on its way through. And it'll go for a whistle. It's a good start for the Ducks. 4 minutes, 10 seconds into this game, or 4 minutes, 10 seconds. I can do basic math, I promise.
A lot of stoppages of play to start, but I don't think the Ducks are complaining about that. They're getting a lot of ice time in the Santa Rosa zone.
Yeah, and what those stoppages can do is they can extend shifts because you get that kind of built-in little rests and
keep Santa Rosa's guys on the ice.
Front, and it's underneath the Santa Rosa goaltender somewhere. I don't think he knew exactly where, but the referee had a good enough sight line on it to blow the whistle, and it was enough underneath Morton that I think you'd have a hard time complaining about that whistle going. It is one of the toughest things, though, for an official in hockey is to make that judgment call when you blow the whistle. You got to see the puck. Santa Rosa trying to move out. Opportunity for an odd man rush if they really hurry. Howery's got to all of a sudden wake himself up, cut down the angle, and does. No shot comes for Santa Rosa. And an opportunity now for the Ducks in transition. Mingle will dump it in. Lutz moving to the corner to get it, and Lutz will send it behind the net for Dries. Dries on the centering pass, a little bit wide, but a good look. Santa Rosa now across the blue line. Trying to get the puck to the slot. They had success on those plays yesterday, none there. And it's the Ducks on the puck. They'll dump it across, get a change. And offside there, so they have to just dump it in and then get back across the blue line. Can't do anything, and now they'll pressure Santa Rosa, who dump it all the way down. Jesse Leonard takes it from Harrison Landers. Long pass towards Foss. Foss will in fact get in there to beat out the icing, and then he centers. Yale backhanded! Just wide, but that's the best look of the game so far.
I think the Ducks still need to work on their Santa Rosa D down below the goal line. I feel like that's where they're going to get most of their opportunities in this game, especially on a back-to-back games.
And sloppy pass there. We've seen that a couple times for Santa Rosa these last 2 minutes as Landers gets it across, and good job there by Stone, I think. Yeah, 18. Kicked his foot up out of the way there. He wasn't sure if it would have been a too many men if it hit him, and when in doubt, just don't risk the penalty. Landers dumps that one in as the Ducks finish that line change. 13:46 left in the opening frame. Still no score. Second game in 2 days between Santa Rosa and Oregon. It'll be the last Ducks broadcast and Ducks game of 2016. We'll return January 13th and 14th against Washington State, and then we'll see about road broadcasts in Seattle for games 3 and 4 of the I-5 Cup. 13:23 left opening period. And the whistle again. Face-off coming all the way into the Polar Bear zone.
In the games you've seen it for the Ducks, how would you say fatigue's played on the second end of a back-to-back? Especially in the third period.
Usually fatigue, the second end of a back-to-back at home, it doesn't come in that much of a factor just because you've got a deeper bench almost by default when you're at home. But it depends. It really depends on what that first game was. If the first game is a blowout in either direction, fatigue not really going to come into play too much because you're almost going through the paces by the time you get halfway through the game. When the first game was kind of close the whole way, everything weighs on you that much more, especially with a close loss. So it is something to keep an eye on. Mm-hmm. But I would be more, I think if you're going to talk about fatigue, I would be mostly focused on Morton. Pretty atypical to see it.
Big surprise for him getting the start. I mean, he did have a good game yesterday, but when you do bring up 3 goalies for a road trip, you do suspect at least one getting into a back-to-back game.
And we'll see. They may split time. But it's not,
that's
not
always
out
a
of the realm of possibility at this level to see a goalie have a scoreless first period and still get pulled halfway through the second just because they're trying to get everyone minutes. But on the other hand, go with your hot goalie, and Morton was hot. Meanwhile, 2-on-1 for the Ducks. The shot ripped wide. Kevin McClare was there as a passing option, but instead it was fired wide by Lutz. And now a breakaway opportunity for Santa Rosa. Their best opportunity of the game denied by Howry. And a second save on the rebound. Two big ones from Jackson there. Santa Rosa still working the puck, though. Can't spend too much time congratulating the saves until the Ducks can manage to clear that puck. Now I think they'll have a chance. Armstrong slides it forward, and that one apparently not. Well, icing will be waved off. One linesman had his arm up. The other one waved it off. And Nizitzky tries to keep it in. Now Karam's around and backhanded in, and saved by the goaltender. And then we get more pushing and shoving involving guess who for the Ducks. But all mutual contact there. No harm, no foul.
Going back to the save on Howry, Howry had on the Santa Rosa player. Deked to his backhand, tried to pull it on his forehand, but Howry read that all the way and just extended his left pad on that. Big momentum shift for the Ducks whenever your goalie makes a huge save on a breakaway.
Yeah, a breakaway save like that, momentum-wise, almost as much good as a goal. It's as much good as you can do for yourself without actually scoring. So 9 minutes gone in this first period, still no score. Opportunities for both teams, especially these last 30 seconds or so. The game is picked up.
Yeah, we're going to see the physicality probably increase within the next 10 minutes or so to end out this period.
And Ducks will go D to D there, trying to get that puck away from the forecheckers for Santa Rosa. And again, stop me if you've heard this before, but the Polar Bears making it very difficult for the Ducks. Now they'll actually work a little bit of possession of their own. In the corner. Good moves to keep it, but Jake Yale and Jesse Leonard good on D there. Into the slot for Santa Rosa. That was Leonard and Nizitzky, rather. And a couple of Ducks combining. They'll keep that in, now to the zone. Shot knocked off it, but gets the puck back. Shot with Yale and Rosenberg. Trying to slide it for Rosie, couldn't get through the forest there. Jesse Leonard fanned on the shot, and now Santa Rosa moving across the blue line. Well, they set up in the shape of their 5-on-5. They go behind Jackson Howry and fire it towards him, and it hits something and stuck like Velcro to Jackson. 9:46 left in the first period. Both goaltenders stealing the show so far.
Yeah, the Polar Bears were just buzzing around the Anaheim goal crease there with the past, 5 minutes of play. All Polar Bears in the Ducks offensive zone, or defensive zone, I should say.
Really do like that nickname, the Polar Bears, has to be said. Here's Stone now, and Stone trying to get a little bit too fancy, but he'll get the puck back on the deflection, and then it was bouncing around in front. Again, the puck has just been loose in the slot all series, and sometimes better opportunities than other, but it's been in the right location for the Ducks. Rosenberg trying to play that one off the boards and does get it out of the zone, but that one will go icing if it goes that far. It slows down enough for one linesman to say no. 9 minutes left first period. No score. Good offense from both teams so far. Better goaltending. Santa Rosa taking it behind their own net, starting the offense through top is Denon. And now here comes Santa Rosa into the Duck zone. Pat Taylor, physical defense in the corner. And Alec Mingle takes it away. Mingle, though, hounded by a Santa Rosa player and able to get that one only as far as the point and deflected on the way through. And boy, how are you ever have good enough vision to be a goaltender? Jackson Howry managed to see that one the whole way through. 8:28 left, still no score. Another good save for Jackson Howry.
Even with two guys right in front of the net. But I will say about the turnovers, Ducks doing a really good job capitalizing on the Polar Bears' mistakes, turning turnovers into offensive chances. Another face-off win here for the Ducks.
And here they come, all the way through. McClare in front, and McClare trying to get the centering pass in for Pat Taylor.
Another turnover by the Polar Bears, and turns into a rush for the Ducks.
Derek Armstrong trying to create something, had it taken away from him. Mazitsky flips it back, but Santa Rosa on the slap dump. Big hit, Armstrong, and had a stare down of his man after the contact. Another perhaps momentum play.
Number 86 for the Polar Bears going after Armstrong after that.
And we'll see if they arrange a tango for later on. Cody Drees with a shot. Rebound is there, backhand, but not a shot created off of it. I think the Ducks went for the mask shot there. Bad giveaway and chance for Santa Rosa. Long shot. You don't want to test Jackson's glove. It's a pretty good one. And he makes another save there with 7:23 left in the opening frame. We've said it before, we'll say it again. Next goal's a biggie. The way these goaltenders are playing, we're not going to see 1-0. We won't be silly, but
this is the ACHA after all.
Momentum is huge, and focus can be huge. Here's Jesse Leonard, 3-on-2 for the Ducks if they really hurry. Oh, and again, rebound there, but no one on the doorstep to slam it home. 7 minutes left. Santa Rosa.
Ooh, nice hip check by Harrison Landers.
And Santa Rosa off the faceoff with the puck. They'll circle it all the way around. Shot from the blue line. Deflected wide. A little bit of a knuckleball there. May have been tough to judge at that speed. And good pass from the Ducks. Yale trying to use some speed to create. Now Trevor Shot knocked off it, but Yale's still there. And Zach Foss trying to control it and keep, but Santa Rosa able to poke it away. Alec Mingle behind his own net. Stops and starts the other way. Then has a pass get away from him. Trevor Shot with some contact and having some exchanging words with him was Sean Prebles, the man he hit. Yale and Shot out there offensively for the Ducks.
It's going to be a really tight checking game on both sides, so whenever you do have the puck, you're going to want to move it really fast and try to just put everything on goal, because these goalies are stopping everything. Another icing here.
One actually, it's another one you don't see very often. Icing called against the goaltender. That was a great pass, though, from Howery, and that's something that the Ducks coaching staff have talked to us about. Howery's confidence distributing with his stick is real big. You don't get to see it that often. Last night he was pressured too much, but he made a real good move there, and Ducks were just a little bit too far out in front of them.
And that's always really important for your D-man, to have a goaltender that can play the puck like Howery. Acts like a seventh defenseman out there. Well, third on the ice, but seventh overall. But really nice puck play by Howery.
7 defensemen on the ice would be a great strategy. I think the Ducks should try that out at some point. Have a Santa Rosa player going down, losing a stick in the process. Referees unperturbed.
Looks like we're going to get an interference penalty on the play right here.
Well, it's the back referee making that call against the Ducks.
Ooh. Number 4 on Santa Rosa, Butcher, came in out of nowhere and took out Foss. But no call on that play.
I think they got him.
Oh, they got him. So what would have been a power play for Santa Rosa is now looks like we might get 4-on-4 hockey.
Yeah, we're going to play 4s.
a little more open ice out there for both teams to.
You think that favors one of these teams over the other based on what you've seen?
From the past two games, I'd say probably the Ducks for this game right now, just because I feel like they've had.
Their passing seems a little crisper tonight.
Yeah, just by a slight margin, but we'll see how this goes right now. Face-off won by the Ducks.
And an opportunity for the Ducks. Here's Nathan Lutz. He shoots. He scores! Barred down, number 4.
And right on cue, right off the face-off, a lot of open ice for Lutz, breakaway. The goalie could do nothing on that. Bar down. Great goal by the Ducks. And like you said, that first goal is really important in this game. The goalies have been stopping everything, but not much more he can do on that when the puck is just right on the crossbar. 1-0 Ducks.
So Howry makes the breakaway save earlier. Morton not quite as fortunate. Credit for Lutz on that play. Not just the shot, but the stick-with-itness to get that breakaway. It wasn't really a clean look until he broke all the way cleanly and freely. Now it's loose in front. Santa Rosa with the chance, and maybe an opportunity for the Ducks if they get it to Stone quickly enough. They do get it to Stone onside. He moves in, and his shot off the highest part of the boards it could have possibly gone on without hitting the glass. Save was made by Morton, and the puck still in the Santa Rosa zone with 4:44 left in this first period. We're at 4-on-4. And Morton dives on that.
Oh.
Now we've got more collisions, and Santa Rosa, they'll say they're just being protective of their netminder.
I was going to say Calvin McClare, I think got that pass over with one hand, but just took a huge hit.
Took 2 of them, really. And we'll see if anyone is.
I was operating the camera, so I didn't really get a good look if he got any contact with the goalie, but definitely Santa Rosa's defenseman definitely thought so. But it looks like no penalties coming out of that one.
Good student turnout tonight.
Yeah, we got a
big
student section right behind Santa Rosa's bench.
It's a good place for a student section to be, right behind the visiting bench.
Very vocal. Looks like
I think we're gonna get McClare penalized there for something. McClare for a slash, and can't see the number for the Santa Rosa player. We'll see.
Number 91.
91 on Santa Rosa's Colin Ridenour. So we'll play 3-on-3.
Just like overtime hockey. Now there's gonna be a lot more open ice. But the biggest thing for 3-on-3 is all about puck possession. So you definitely do not want to dump the puck in. Do not turn it over. If anything, you want to exit out of your zone if you have the puck. If you really don't see you have an option. But looks like the refs are talking to Santa Rosa's coach right now.
It's a long discussion. We'll see if there's anything other than just the one infraction that comes out of this. The discussion this long. We'll have an even longer delay because whatever, well, I guess we won't. Typically, with other officiating crews, when you have a discussion that long with one coach, you'll give it to the other coach too, just let them know what you were discussing. And maybe Santa Rosa says that, you know.
It looks like this is still 4-on-4.
So they'll do 2 and a whistle, I suppose.
Yeah. So that might have been the discussion to see if 4-on-4 or 3-on-3. Would have been great to see on 3-on-3 though.
So I guess when they're called as the same incident, they're coincidental, and they just do, you know, kind of like they do with the fight. When they're 2 separate things, like we saw earlier, is why they did 4-on-4 would be my assumption. So McClare sits and Ridenour sits, already sitting Armstrong and Butcher. They'll be out, the last pair, in 53 seconds, and we'll go to 5-on-5. The Ducks leading 1-0 on the breakaway strike from Nathan Lutz. Trevor Schott takes a shovel out in the corner, but knocked to Santa Rosa. Now Landers keeping it alive, but icing. Puck will move all all the way down to Jackson Howery's neighborhood.
Hasn't seen a whole lot of action the past 5 minutes or so, but he's been looking very sharp tonight.
And that can be danger times as a goaltender when you haven't seen a lot of action. You've got a slim lead, and then the face-off is right in your house. But Jake Yale and company able to get the puck out of the zone, and Yale nearly did a little bit more than that. 3:44 left in the opening frame. Ducks with a 1-0 lead. 4-on-4 for about another 15 or so seconds. Physical play continuing right where it left off last night. Not out of control, but good and contested. Blockered away, Howery. That one a missile.
And no traffic in front. You can see that all the way through. So easy stop for Howery. Really in the zone right now.
Student fans having fun. They always find a way to do that. I'm sure that they're all hydrated. Hydration is important. You don't want to be dehydrated at these times. Here's Nick Scabera, and across the line offside. Never want to see that on your breakout. 3:16 left in the frame. Ducks going to be kicking themselves on that one, but the face-off in the neutral zone could be a lot worse. Big hit there from Cody Dries. He wanted to send the Santa Rosa player into the bench there.
But give credit to these refs. They're really letting the boys play tonight. Big hits all around, very physical game.
Yeah, it's a tough balance to strike as an official to let the boys play while maintaining control, but I think they're doing a very good job of that tonight. They're kind of setting very clear boundaries. They're establishing what the rules are, and we've got a good, entertaining, physical hockey game. 2:37 left, so the second set of penalties, they'll be out after the whistle, I think, at this point. Nathan Lutz shot hit his opposite number 4's feet, doesn't get through, and he'll go back to get it in the corner. Scabera couldn't knock it down. Santa Rosa's captain with it now. Still with it and trying to poke it around Howery. Somehow manages to keep possession. Now it's poked away from him. But Santa Rosa keeping it loose in front. And knocked behind the net. Howery's got to get himself picked back up and does. Santa Rosa moving with it. Diagonal pass there was deflected, not controlled cleanly by the Polar Bears, but this has been a great shift for the team in white on offense. Nickel. And now taken away finally Cody Dries. He gains the zone, dumps it in. Ducks get a new group out there. Very tired legs for Oregon after that. Santa Rosa shift and a great save. Jackson Howery saw it the whole way. And that glove from Jackson's pretty good.
You know that the Polar Bears hemmed the Ducks in their zone there for a bit, but give credit to these Ducks really improving on their defensive zone exits a lot better than last night. Clearing the zone perfectly.
Right off the face-off. Howery's got a dive on that one. We'll pick it up and do it all again.
And it always helps with your goaltender staying super sharp. Really the goaltending play for the Ducks spanning over these last two games.
It's been really solid. Defense has been good tonight. Good all-around play through these first 19 minutes for the Ducks. And Stone, good job from Pat Taylor, extends that back leg back to stay on side. Pat Taylor, one of the veterans on this team now.
Ducks also doing a good job holding up blue line, not giving the Polar Bears a whole lot of space in the neutral zone.
And now the Polar Bears onside. They get the shot through, and that one hit a foot. Could have been almost more dangerous with that deflection. Matt Stone's going to win the race to that puck. He's got no one there, has to just shoot it himself. It's blockered away. Now Stone will go back to the bench, and Santa Rosa takes over. Losing the puck was Nickel, but he got it back. 23 seconds left in this period. Ducks holding on to the 1-0 lead. They got that about halfway through the period. Off the stick of Nathan Lutz. Ooh. But it's a tie game. Walker's side, he beat him. Matt Kadich with the goal, and it's 1-1.
Kind of looks like Howery got caught between going down the butterfly and standing up for that shot. But give credit to Santa Rosa going up high on Howery, who's looked very sharp this first period. But nothing much he could do on that short side snipe, top left. Still a 1-1 game with 12 seconds left.
And Trevor Schott is stood up at the blue line. Maybe still one last chance to get a shot for the Ducks, and they don't get the clean shot through there, and held down on the play was Schott. So that does it for the first period of play. Howery's made some great saves. Nathan Lutz put the Ducks on the board at 1-0, and then just a couple of moments ago, the snipe from Matt Kadich makes it 1-1. But a great first period. Of course, we said that last night too. It was 2-2 at the end of the first period last night. So this second period has been so important for the Ducks this year. They got to stay out of the box. They got to keep doing what they're doing. But I think based on the first 20 minutes of play, you like what you're seeing for the Ducks.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And real quick, you can't get discouraged with the Polar Bears tying it up late like that. It was very even back and forth, but I do think the Ducks had a slight advantage in overall gameplay. So just got to come back, like we said in the keys of the game, just keeping it simple, stick to your game plan, and we'll see how the Ducks do in the second period.
Absolutely. So with that, 1-1 is the score, and we are going to take a quick break here. We'll be back to discuss some of the events of that first period, and then eventually we'll be ready for the second. So pour yourself a drink, but don't go anywhere too far. We'll be right back. back with you here. Clock above the Zamboni doors shows we have 5 minutes and 40 seconds left before we get back to action, which probably means we have about 10 is the way it normally seems to go here, but we'll figure that out. We won't go anywhere. Let's talk about that first period of play. We were both saying I think it's maybe the best Oregon has looked all season.
Oh man, yeah.
At least that we've seen. We didn't see them play on the road where they really caught fire, but their neutral zone defense was good. They were playing well in transition, and they scored, and they did kind of all of those things well, and as a result, it's still only a 1-1 game. They did give up that goal at the end of the first period there, but I think they have every reason to be very confident in that locker room right now. Maybe if you're a fan, you might be gritting your teeth a little bit about what's about to come in that second period, because it's been unfortunately the story more than once for the Ducks this year, where they come out with a great first period, they're either winning or they're right there with their opponents, and then a couple of sloppy penalties in the second period, all of a sudden you dig a 2 or a 3 goal lead going into the third, and that's not really a sustainable way to play. So, and we'll see for Santa Rosa too, because they got a little frustrated. Probably the most important moment of that first period was what led to the 4-on-4. There was a penalty called on the Ducks, and then after the play, I don't remember who he hit, but Timothy is Butcher for...
Yeah, it was Timothy Butcher who hit, I don't think it was McClare, but...
McClare's been on the receiving end. I think it might have been Foss.
Yeah.
Foss has also, throughout his Duck career, found a way to be on the receiving end of a fair share of big hits. But that extra hit that turned it into a 4-on-4, the Ducks don't score that goal if they're killing that penalty.
Oh, definitely. And like you said, the Ducks did, for the most part, stay disciplined throughout the game. It was very physical back and forth. And I do feel like for a hockey team, when the other team is being physical with you, that kind of brings you to be more physical with them, match up to their physicality, and that kind of makes them to play your kind of game. That's exactly what Ducks hockey is all about. Another important thing, it all starts with your game plan from the net out. So Howery was making the good saves, the defense was stepping up on the blue line, great neutral zone play, and that led up to the forwards getting great opportunities. And I really do feel like the Ducks get their best pressure from down below the net and cycling around. When they do pass it up to the point, I feel like Santa Rosa is having a really high pressure, having their forwards pressure the D-men all up on their blue line. That's resulting in 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, 2-on-2s. That's kind of like the Santa Rosa's capitalizing on Ducks turnovers, while the Ducks are just kind of forcing them out of their zone, having great defensive zone exits, and just doing a really good job defensively. And I feel like that's kind of contributed to their first period success.
Absolutely. Well, we are getting graphics all ready for the second period here. So we'll take one more quick break, and then we will be back with you for the second period of play. a full complement of hockey players on the ice, and we're ready for second period action. 1-1 the score after the first period of play. Ducks took the 1-0 lead through Nathan Lutz's breakaway, only to surrender that with about 15 or so seconds left in the period. They nearly got into the intermission with the lead. Santa Rosa able just barely to sneak one by Howry. So Ducks will go now right to left, still in the green and gold. Santa Rosa going the other way. Face off back to the Santa Rosa D-man, nearly hits some skates and creates a break for the Ducks. Instead, it's thrown the length of the ice and will be gloved by Howry. Face off coming up in front of Jackson. And behind the net, the Ducks with it. Poked away though. And Santa Rosa takes it back. Dries and Kashishian in the corner. Kashishian able to get it to the point. And Nickel having a tough time at the point. It'll come right back for Josiah. D to D pass. Shot blocked. Where'd it go?
Looks like it's in his skate. Oh, fell out of his sock.
You know, I think where it got stuck is I think he got stuck between
the pants.
I think it might have been between the blade and the boot of the skate.
Don't see that too often. But big shot blocked because Santa Rosa was having some good pressure in the Ducks zone.
So the Ducks now with it, trying to get it through the neutral zone. Both teams' neutral zone play has been strong tonight.
That's where you're going to win a lot of games, controlling the neutral zone.
And dump back. Mingle will have to go to get it. Braces for the hit, but he's able to get it out for Zach Foss before that came. And then Foss couldn't get it cleanly. Now Ducks with a chance. Trevor Shaw with it. Shot sliding across. And save made there. Backhanded in front. Backhand again. They score! Jake Yale with the backhanded finish. Sean Foss, Yale all involved that time. And that's what was not happening last night for the Ducks, is they were able to just kind of, work the puck in front, fluky kind of bounce, and backhanded pass, backhanded shot ended up being a nice, easy finish, tough play, but the finish itself was easy, and the Ducks were... The puck was getting into that spot last night, but there was nobody to finish it.
And it might have been Yale or Foss that had a beautiful pass right in the neutral zone to break out the Ducks the other way. And the rest was essentially history with the Ducks outnumbering
I want to correct that. It was Alec Mingle who they give the goal to. It can be a little bit tough to track that in front. But yeah, the whole unit involved there for the Ducks. A very good setup and just good, easy finish. When you get those chances, you have to take them. Now here's Santa Rosa responding as the Ducks get the first goal of the second period. They regain that lead, so tie game lasted about 3 minutes.
That's big for the Ducks, having Santa Rosa tie the game, now coming out with the lead right off to start the game.
And Nickel threw another shot into the blocker of Jackson Howry. Another one wide through the zone. Stone gets to this one for the Ducks. He will throw it through to the neutral zone. And Boschenstein also in the middle there. Now Jan Santa Rosa get the centering pass, but the deflection went wide of the net. 17:33 left second period. Ducks lead 2-1. Goals from Mingle and Lutz. Two rookies, 4 and 5. How about that? 17-20. Santa Rosa trying to set up in the offense. It will squirt out of the Duck zone into the neutral zone, and Oregon able to take it back. Maddox had it and lost it. Now Santa Rosa with it, and the shot wide of the cage. Stone will have that one catch up to him, gets the zone, and then dumps it in, and well, dumped it from the neutral zone.
Looks like they're going to call a penalty here. I don't really know what the ref.
I think it's just an icing there, but was it the ref who had his arm up?
The linesman had his arm up and ran over to the Ducks bench after the big hit, but
yeah, I think it was, they're just trying to stop him from changing after the icing there.
Oh, got it.
As Duck player clearing that was a few steps the wrong side of the red line.
Confusion can happen when teams are doing a line change off the icing.
Wouldn't be the first time we've seen a linesman inexplicably call a penalty, though, at this level. And big hit there thrown by Leonard, using his weight well. Can it spring Derek Armstrong? Leonard in the middle. Leonard wants it. Armstrong takes a shot. Saved Morton.
The big hit results in a nice opportunity by Armstrong to get the shot off, but that all resulted from the huge hit, turn over the puck, and off the other way are the Ducks.
Ducks have thrown some big hits tonight. Armstrong twice, actually.
And that really energizes your whole bench, gets them fired up, gets the fans fired up, and going the other way.
And Landers keeps it in, dumps it back around for Pat Taylor. Taylor out there with Maddox and McClare. Maddox tripped up, gets himself picked back on his feet, and long pass for Santa Rosa, no good there, it's icing. Ambitious attempt, and let's take a peek at that Ducks bench. You talked about those hits energizing the bench. Everyone's standing on that Duck bench right now. The only players standing on the Santa Rosa bench are the goaltenders. And, it's the little things like that. You don't get any points for it. Doesn't really mean much, but
just nice to notice here and there.
It's nice to see when your bench is in tune to the game and really all in it, because that's not something that the Ducks are always can be said about, especially when they do have games that get away from them. Sometimes the bench can kind of tune out when they're not playing. Not so tonight. Also
helps when you have the lead and kind of have the opportunity to get those big hits, make those really big plays, and kind of brings your team together like that right on the bench.
Another good little subtle play from Jackson Howery there to get that on that jump in, just passes it to the side. McClare and Taylor giving chase there. Taylor will get it. He shoots and stick save away.
Had a little bit of room on that short side, so
yeah, it was a good shot, and Pat Taylor has he's been known to score on that kind of shot before.
Nice to test the goalie on that.
Had a hat trick in the in the Pac-8 tournament a couple of years ago that involved a very similar play, a clapper from almost the same location. If memory serves me right, he went stick side with that one as well. Oh, good play there from Scabera to take it away. Scabera still with it. Scabera backhanded shot into the equipment, and then a couple of shoves there. And I don't think we're getting any penalties. I think the refs are just going to separate, but
looks like Santa Rosa's having a hard time to exit out their zone.
And I think we are actually going to get a penalty called on the Santa Rosa captain, Nickel. He had a shove that was a little bit more punch than shove, just over the 51-49 line, and enough for the referee to call it. Cross-checking is what Crawley says.
And like kind of what we said in the first intermission, kind of how the Ducks don't want to step over that line, but we're kind of seeing tonight that Santa Rosa stepping over that line, where they did have a power play in the first, and that turned into a 4-on-4. So now Santa Rosa, it's just the little things like pushing a guy a little bit extra is going to get you the call. But good on the Ducks, just staying back, and now they have the power play.
Yeah, doing a great job keeping their heads so far. Now they get it across the blue line on the power play. Kept just barely in at the point. Is it? No, now it's cleared. And cleared into the bench, and then again, Nathan Lutz is kind of hacked at a little bit there. And these players have to be separated.
Ducks really want to stay out of this because they are on the power play. Don't want to make this a 4-on-4 and give Santa Rosa any advantage, but looks like nothing's going to come out of this one. for now.
Just some diplomatic conversations. Face-off is in the neutral zone, right in front of the Duck bench, which is still standing. Trevor Schott from that power play D-man point.
Good sign from the bench when they're all standing like that. That means like they want to get out there. They want to see some ice time. They want to make some big plays.
And Schott, again, confident on the puck on the power play is number 95.
Really hard to knock off the puck.
That's wide and into the corner. Created a shot, but that shot also wide.
Lutz creating really havoc right in front.
Oh, Scabera with a great pass through the zone. Cody Dries couldn't put the stick down on it. Puck loose in front again. Ooh. And half effort on the shot there and able to just be pawed away by the goaltender Morton.
Nice pass by Howery to exit the zone and back the other way of the Ducks.
Howery sprung Scabera there, but couldn't get it on the clean zone entry. They had to get back on side. Trevor Schott with it now. Schott centering. Lutz trying to take it back. He couldn't, and backhanded clear. Howery's going to have to go play this one as well, and he will just ring it around the end boards for Lutz. Lutz up to Trevor Schott. Yale out there as well. Yale tripped up, but he'll get the puck back. Trying to center it and then lost it. And not kept in the zone. Long dump. Howery again will go to the corner. And he's pressured there. And I don't know if he didn't hear footsteps or if he just didn't care, but he's strong with the puck. We've said it multiple times. Yale, Foss in the middle, and Leonard wanted the puck to there. Or Stone, rather, not Leonard. Leonard at the point currently. Getting it across. Leonard, slap shot taken by Harry Landers. He's scored on one of those this season. This like time into the equipment.
Foss really wanted that in the slot. Just bounced over his stick, and good thing Landers was there to fire a one-timer.
So 12:29. Breakneck pace of this second period so far. And that's not a bad thing when it's 11:30. These late game times.
And we kind of questioned fatigue in the first period, but not seeing a whole lot right now. A lot of fast-paced action, especially on the second end of a back-to-back. Looking really a lot of energy from both teams.
And I think the fact that it's a close physical game, you kind of don't have time to be tired.
Exactly.
And Howery again into the corner, again being pressured, and this one a little bit more dangerous, but good hustle back to his crease there, and good job by the Ducks to not allow any shots through in the interim. Gavin McClare trying to take that one away. Looks like he may get some possession. Now Santa Rosa with it again in the neutral zone, but again, good neutral zone play from Landers. McClare with a shot and a save from Morton. In the corner again, can the Ducks get it to the point? They do for Landers. Another shot through traffic, deflected, and Taylor tripped up in the slot, just tied up with legs, and dumped out of the zone. Harrison Landers to go back to get it. Landers will take his time, waits for the right play. McClare stick to it at center ice, and now a change from the Ducks. Scabera centers to get to that one. Oh, bad giveaway though. Chance, oh, good play there.
Nice break
Lutz
up
took
by
it
Lutz.
away. Kashishian tried to get real cute there, and it did not pay off for Santa Rosa. Dries drops it back. Shot came of that. Now a shot in front of it. Oh, again, rebound there, and Nick Scabera just got himself tied up. Lutz at the blue line, backhanded dump in, and did that hit the netting?
You kind of see what a one power play does for a team to start off the period. So we get a little bit of extracurriculars in the corner there. But just one power play to start off the period for the Ducks, and they've controlled almost all the offensive play in their zone. Santa Rosa has generated next to nothing this period, but give credit for the Ducks really keeping the pressure on. keeping pucks in their zone, doing a great job holding their own blue line.
And Alec Mingle will go back to get that one. Mingle and Lazitsky, the D pair. Stone, Rosenberg, and got a whistle. Stone, Rosenberg, and Boschenstein. The group on offense. 10-19 left. Comes to Sam Rosenberg, and he'll throw it the length of the ice. Santa Rosa with it behind their own goal, trying to break out again, and that's not there. Penalty coming up. It'll be against Santa Rosa as soon as they touch the puck. And
looks like Howard's already off of the extra attacker.
Ducks do have a 6-on-5, and now the whistle comes.
Interesting how the Tides have turned from last game to this game. Now Santa Rosa in this second middle frame taking the penalties, and the Ducks having opportunities to capitalize. But good on the Ducks staying disciplined and not engaging in a lot of extracurricular activities.
Yeah, really focused effort from the Ducks so far. Did you see the signal on that penalty? Refs do seem to be still discussing it, and they are not done. Linesman dropping the puck a little bit early there. Penalty's not even on the board yet. Let's settle down.
I'll go on a limb and say interference, but that's just my guess.
22% nickel. 2 minutes, check from behind.
Oh, checking from behind.
Checking from behind for only 2 minutes.
You see that more from, not so much in the open ice, but more on the boards, but that was an open ice checking from behind, so Ducks will take it either way.
Well, if you can see the numbers,
oh yeah,
don't hit them. And it's something that you don't see it. These guys don't have it on their jerseys. If you watch youth hockey ever, maybe your kids play, or sometimes you'll see a kids game right before the Ducks play. And I think it's a USA Hockey thing now. All the youth jerseys have a stop sign right above the numbers, and it's good. You want to teach kids how to hit. You don't want to not. Hockey's supposed to be a physical game.
It's like
Case in point right
Butcher's
there.
taking three guys on at once.
Taking hacks with the stick, too, was Evan Hastings.
I think we'll definitely...
Getting back to that, though, I mean, hockey is supposed to be a physical game. It's more fun when it's physical. But there are ways to make it, I don't want to say safe, but safer.
Butcher's still going after...
Butcher's going after anyone he can get his hands on.
Can't get the Duck number on that.
Right now, meanwhile, Cody Dries takes a seat.
Looks like Butcher trying to get on Skabara. We'll see the penalties assessed right now. So it looks like it could be evened up right now.
And Skabara as well penalized. So yeah, two guys from each team. Well, Nichols already in the box.
We'll see if Butcher does get an extra penalty for going after Skabara behind the net when the ref was trying to separate the two. But as we see, kind of by the blue line, two Ducks players, two Polar Bear players
I always
discussing.
find it so funny. You've got, all that physical stuff that just happened behind the play, after the whistle. And then you've just got Jesse Leonard and Harrison Landers just having, I'm sure they're, a little bit agitated, but having a totally peaceful conversation with two Polar Bear players.
Seems like they're actually discussing, not so much aggravated like they were earlier in the play, but
they may actually be talking about dinner. Face-off's going to come all the way into the Duck zone.
Would be a pretty late dinner after this game. But
you want to play? You want to eat a full meal and then play a game of hockey? I'm not sure about that.
I've seen a lot of players eat interesting meals before games. So 4-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. A race is that Ducks power play, but Ducks did score on the 4-on-4 in the first period. See if they can reclaim that magic. Looks like they haven't put the other penalties on the scoreboard, but we'll keep track of that.
We'll figure it out. I'm sure they'll get it right. They usually do.
Takes a little bit of time to put all 4 penalties.
You know, running that board is a difficult task too. Kevin doesn't get enough credit for that. I've done that job, and you've got to watch a lot of things. 8:40 left, so past the halfway point in this game. Ducks with a 2-1 lead. They've controlled much of the play tonight, but 1 goal on one of the few genuine attacks from Santa Rosa, and they are offside there across the line.
Beliveau just a little bit ahead. Step in front of the play, draw them offside. Would have been a 2-on-1 or 2-on-2 going the other way, so good break for the Ducks, especially on a 4-on-4, a lot more open ice. Dangerous play.
Ducks with possession off the face-off, 4-on-4. And bad bounce there, sets it up right for Santa Rosa. Hard shot through, and Howery made the save. It may have squirted a little bit out of Howery's equipment, but he makes a second save as well with 8:11 left in the middle frame.
Goalies like Howery just take a little peek behind their shoulder. Don't want to see the puck squirt out and get anywhere close to that line, but got his defenseman right there, right behind him.
Santa Rosa, an opportunity for a shot off the face-off, but the Ducks able to take it away, and then they miscommunicate, but it won't hurt him. Jake Yale gets it back, and he shoots high, hard, and wide. Santa Rosa moving with the puck now. Through the neutral zone come the Polar Bears. So now it's a 5-on-4 for 30 seconds or so for Santa Rosa. And here they come on the power play. What abbreviated time they have, and they try to sneak it through Jackson Howery on the short side there. Nothing doing on that. 13 seconds left on the penalty to Cody Dries, and then Scabera and Butcher will be out. 13 seconds and a whistle. Goes to the point, setting up for Santa Rosa. Jesse Leonard gets the clear, and in fact, he'll spring Kevin McClare. Here comes 27. Great move, the shot.
Ooh.
Scores! Kevin McClare and Steve Morton made 99% of that save, and then he turned around just in time to see the puck trickle across the goal line. Great move from McClare there. Pretty risky to go for the immediate stop at center ice, and then they're halfway through the slot and then take the shot, but I think it probably affected Morton just enough that he wasn't able to make all of that save.
Stopped on a dime and pulled the puck back and just ripped it, and the goalie got enough, but like you said, just not enough, and the puck rolled across the line. Kevin McClare out of Santa Margarita Catholic High School, the Eagles. You're below me, that's the school I went to along with Harrison Landers, so good on him to support SM.
Breton dropping knowledge bombs on us. 7 minutes left in this second period. The Ducks get the even strength goal to make it 3-1. Goals from Mingle, McClare, Lutz. Do you notice anything about those three names?
All rookies.
All rookies. And
the youth movement is
the
live.
vets have been setting them up. Veterans have had something to do with all of those. Well, Really, two of them not so much actually. McClare's a pretty individual effort. He had the stop that led to that, and Lutz's was an individual effort.
And back on that goal, I thought the goalie saved and the puck went behind the net, and I saw Kevin's reaction, and he knew it was in all along.
Well, 6:33 left in this second period. It's been a very good period for the Ducks. Little things like that. Great pass to set that up. And now here come the Ducks again. They try to get it to Lutz in front, and that's saved, but really, really good hockey from the Ducks these last 14 minutes.
Yeah, Ducks are really feeling it offensively, getting a lot of chances, a lot of open space out there. The passes are just finding each other and resulting in a 3-1 lead.
Off the face-off, Maddox threw it on goal but didn't get there. Now behind the net. And Taylor knocked it down. Maddox trying to center it. Taylor gets it back, and another save made by Morton.
Looks like the puck came loose for a bit, and Taylor was pointing at it, but the ref already blew the whistle, so play was dead. And
that's one of those things you're going to be impacted by it on both sides of the coin pretty much equally. But it never feels good when the ref blows the whistle because he can't see the puck and you can, and it's in the blue paint.
Especially that rule of the ref intent to blow the whistle always accepts one side of the team if it goes the other team's way.
Yeah, the old intent to blow rule is
not a favorite.
Not a fan favorite. What can you do though? Referees,
especially with no instant replay, but the folks at home can go back and forth between the live stream, so nice little feature for them.
Just poked away. Now it'll squirt down length of the ice. Santa Rosa has to chase it. Kevin McClare banging his stick on the ice, trying to fool the polar bear into passing it right to him. Wouldn't be the last or the first time that had worked. As Santa Rosa trying to move out, Sam Rosenberg making it difficult for him. And now Mingle takes it away. Big hit, Jesse Leonard, nice and not so clean. Elbowing the call from the referee 85 feet away.
Jesse Leonard looks pretty confused. But kind of unfortunate for the Ducks because they were really controlling the play for the entire second period, and Santa Rosa just looked kind of dysfunctional out there, not getting their tape-to-tape passes and not really setting up anything in their offensive zone. But just like in hockey, anything can change within a matter of seconds, and now they're right back on the power play.
Yeah, and the cliche police are going to get me for this one, but 2-goal lead could be dangerous for Oregon here. Meanwhile,
nice
another great save from Jackson Howery. He's been making great saves. He's been taking his fair share of abuse tonight, too.
I mean, we called his name all first period long. Haven't a lot this period, but when we have, it's been big saves like that. Right on front of the power play. And like we were saying yesterday, your most important penalty killer is your goaltender. And we'll see if Howery's puck skills come into play on this penalty kill. We've seen him ice the puck this game, so we'll see what he can do.
He can distribute with the best of them. 20 seconds gone on the power play. Jesse Leonard penalized for elbowing. And all 4 penalty killers now sneaking past the center ice stripe. Armstrong thought about lighting Nickel up. Shot score! Santa Rosa makes it 3-2.
Top right, far side. Beautiful pass by the Polar Bears' leading scorer, Nickel. Just chalking up another assist on his stat line. But just like that, the Polar Bears make it a 3-2 game. After all that pressure the Ducks were having this entire period, it can go away just like that. So I think the Ducks just need to refocus here and just keep doing what they were doing, holding that blue line, exiting their zone perfectly, and it all starts with that face-off.
And Alec Mingle is running to behind the play. Can Yale center it for Fosse? Can't. Has to just dump it in. Shot Fosse Yale. It's that top offensive group out there currently for the Ducks. Good passing from this unit contributed to one of the goals, the one scored by Alec Mingle. And Harrison Landers' shot deflected on its way through, didn't challenge. 3:34 left in the second period. Santa Rosa will get the change here, so the Ducks with a chance to set up a breakout. And dumped in. Behind the net it goes, caroming around the boards. Now Trevor's shot. Bad angle, or a tough angle play from him, and it deflects off of Morton's stick into the netting. Whistle blows with 3:08 left in the second period.
For the most part of this second period, the Ducks have been getting guys in front of the net, so if I were them, I would still keep shooting low on Morton. He is, not to the extent of last game, but he does give up those rebounds if that shot goes up high, but you got to get those rebounds out, because you're most likely for the Ducks are going to have a guy right in front of the net there to cash in the rebound.
You know, the Ducks' movement, I think, in general has been better tonight. Movement off the puck has been strong on both sides of the ice, and that wasn't happening so much last night. Here's a chance, 3-on-2 if they hurry. Shot goes wide.
And to your point, that's a lot with moving without the puck.
Cody Dries, how about that one? He created it, and Nick Scabera finished it. Well, got to give a lot of credit to Cody on that one. Scabera did the dirty work to finish it up, but when that puck took a hard bounce out to Cody Dries, he was facing the wrong way at the face-off circle and turns himself around, fired it on goal, and then Scabera able to do the rest, and the crowd feeling it a little bit now as it's 4-2.
And just like that, the Ducks reclaim their dominance of this second period and turn around in their favor. Even after the Santa Rosa goal, they were keeping it in the Ducks' offensive zone and resulted in a nice 4-2 lead for the Ducks. So
the Ducks at even strength tonight have looked really good. Jackson Howery has that one slide into him with 2:20 left in a 4-2 game. 2-goal lead for the Ducks. As the student section again trying to make some noise. If you are a U of O student, we certainly love having you watch the broadcast. We'd love to have you out at the next home game even more. That second week of January against Washington State should be a very entertaining game. Those teams split a pair in Washington. I think Washington State does not play in Pullman. They played in Spokane before, but I think they were Kent this year. And that one is going to be icing. Pat Taylor was winning that race. And that face-off is going to be, well, it
looks like
we've got players at all three face-off areas there, because the linesman, as soon as he blew that whistle, the linesman said, "That's on me, that's on me."
And usually when that happens, they go
to center.
Yeah, it's going to center right now.
And now that's where they're going to go. But he started to point to the face-off in the Santa Rosa zone. There were Santa Rosa players waiting in the Duck zone.
They had one linesman in each zone wanting to drop the face-off, so interesting play right there.
It's a club hockey game at 11:54 p.m. Stuff like that is going to happen. With less than 2 minutes left in the second period, the Ducks with a 2-goal lead. Santa Rosa just keeps it in the zone, and then Derek Armstrong takes his man down. Another loose puck there, now behind the net for Santa Rosa. Bringing it around was Denon, and we
Looks
have
like we
an
have an-
injured polar bear. Got medical team from UO Club Sports that will join the Santa Rosa coach attending.
Looks like
to that
he's
player.
holding his somewhere in his upper body.
Yeah, and you just cannot be too careful with the upper body.
It's like Armstrong was in there on the play battling on the boards, but
Don't want to speculate what happened, and Jackson Harry will come to the bench, have a chat with the coaching staff. Gets a water bottle from Noah Rosenberg. He doesn't want it.
good to see the polar bear back on his feet.
And looks like it's a
Lower.
something with lower body from the way he's getting himself off the ice. He's just taking all the weight off of that left leg. He will be escorted to the locker room.
Looks like that was number 10, David Lundgren.
And that's a tough blow for Santa Rosa, because Lundgren, one of the better defenders on this Polar Bear roster. Out of Colorado Springs. Nickel had it taken away there, and now the Ducks with a chance. They move with numbers. But Santa Rosa takes it back, 10 seconds away from the 1 minute mark in this period. And now as we cross down under 1 minute, Santa Rosa takes it across the red line. 4-2 lead from the Ducks as that shot went high and wide, and Sam Rosenberg lost an edge trying to chase that one down. Nickel is managed quite well by Rosenberg there. Now to the slot for Nickel. That one's a little more dangerous, and he can't get it cleanly enough for a shot, and now 48 takes it away for the Ducks. Penalty coming up, and I think it's going to go against Rosenberg. It will certainly go against the Ducks. We'll see what the call is as Morton makes his way to the bench for the 6-on-5. Again, remember, at this level, if you do score 6-on-5, you still get the benefit of the power play, which is not the same as the NHL.
Little exception to the rule. Looks like
Did Santa Rosa get a... They didn't. I thought for a moment that they'd managed to take a penalty on the play as well, but it's a slash from Rosenberg.
Looks like they were just trying to do anything they could to not give Nickel any space, leading goal scorer and point scorer for Santa Rosa. But they'll cross over the line a little bit too much, results in a penalty. If Santa Rosa doesn't score here, their power play will continue on to the third period, so Ducks got a little bit of work ahead of them with 10 seconds left in the game.
And maybe one shorthanded opportunity for the Ducks. 3, 2, and 1, and that'll do it as the whistle or the horn goes. So 4-2 after 2 periods of play. It's been a real entertaining game and a fantastic second period from the Ducks there as they come away with 3 second period goals to take a 4-2 lead. There will be a $1.47 of carryover power play time for Santa Rosa when we start the third period. Before then, we'll take a quick break. Don't you go anywhere. let's get it done. 20 minutes on the clock. A $1.47 of carryover power play time for Santa Rosa as the Ducks lead 4-2 coming out the beginning of the third period. Both benches animated and involved as we get started. It was a very good second period for the Ducks. They turned a 1-1 tie into a 4-2 lead. And now Santa Rosa setting up in the neutral zone. Pass there too far out in front of Kashishian. Goes into the corner, Jesse Leonard, who's played very strong defensively in particular tonight. There to get it. And Santa Rosa setting up in the sequence of their power play. Shot through deflected. In front. And they score.
Looked like a
backhanded finish there.
Looked like a double deflection on the play with one guy in the slot and one guy in front of the net. Nothing much Jack Howery could do on that. Where as a goalie you react to the first deflection and then that backhand, as you said, slid it through. So Polar Bears really capitalize on that power play, making a 4-3 game. Only 40 seconds into the game.
And it's Lane Beliveau who is the goal scorer for Santa Rosa. As for the second time tonight after the Ducks take a 2-goal lead, it's a quick response from Santa Rosa. Last time that happened, though, the Ducks had a quick response of their own. This time, Trevor Schott will have to chase that one down. He can't get there, but Santa Rosa can't control it behind the net. Now they establish something, and again it's a little sloppy. 18:46 left in this game, a 1-goal hockey game. Neutral zone, Santa Rosa just onside. Now centered across, and no one there for either team. It'll go all the way back to the Santa Rosa zone. And now the Polar Bears will ice the puck, so a little bit of ping pong there. 18-18 left in the game. The Ducks clinging to the 1-goal lead. McClare, Taylor, and Maddox, the group out there for the Ducks tonight. Maddox lost his stick, but then picked it up. And one of the things that has been strong for the Ducks tonight has been their depth. This line has done some pretty good things of its own. And Derek Armstrong is spun around there. Armstrong has made a couple of big hits tonight. Santa Rosa, meanwhile, with it behind the net.
Bodies falling all over the ice.
Yeah, all over the place. Santa Rosa keeps some possession, but now it's going to be taken by the Ducks. Jesse Leonard, and he was going to be crunched into the boards there, so he just has to get the backhanded dump in. Good job, though, to get it still in the vicinity of the net, as Morton has no choice but to just cover that one up. Both teams will get some new bodies out there, and we've been talking about fatigue all night. You really got to watch for that in the third period of a back-to-back.
Yeah, like you said, the Ducks' depth has come into play tonight. Like you said, in the second period, almost all the Ducks scorers were rookies. And
odd man rush, though, here for Santa Rosa, and they score. Well,
looked like Josh Keshian on the play. Looked like a 2-on-0 essentially, with one of the Ducks defensemen coming back, and one of the guys on the Polar Bears, let's call it a little subtle interference on the Ducks defenseman trying to get him back, so that created all sorts of room for Keshian to slide a 5-hole. But now we have a 4-4 tie game.
So real strong start to the third period. 1 goal at power, 1 goal on the power play, and 1 goal at even strength for Santa Rosa, and we are right back where we started. 4-4 tie. Kashishian sneaks it in.
Oh, but Jack Howery is saying that his net moved on the play, so that goal shouldn't count, but Looks like the ref might discuss it right now.
From Howie's reaction, I think he was just told to get over it.
Jack Harvey tried to push it on he was sliding to his right, and he pushed the goal over slightly, and it did look like the puck from my angle looked like it went right under the post, so
and the
that's a very strange play.
Having a discussion.
It's a very strange play overall, as a Santa Rosa player just threw it on net. So I think what Jack Harvey's mad at is he pushed the goal open. Looks like the post lifted up a little bit, and that's where the puck slid in. So we'll see what the refs decide, and it is a good goal. Tough break for the Ducks, as Jack Harvey is still super angry. The Ducks gave up.
Well, it's tough there because, you know, we're doing a broadcast, but there's obviously nothing in real time that the referees are able to look at. So they've got to go with the call, and it's a much bigger call to call a no goal there than to call the goal. But
I don't even know if instant replay could have shown much on that.
No, big hit from Cody Dries.
But yeah, the Ducks have to have a good response here after giving up 3 straight goals on the play.
And now here's Santa Rosa again. That one high and wide. So Polar Bears roaring start to this third period. And Howie will have to make sure he can keep his composure here.
We've seen some similar bursts like this against the Washington game, where Washington kind of came out and scored a couple quick goals. Santa Rosa is doing the exact same thing to here. So my question is, as the Oregon coach, would you call your timeout soon to kind of settle down the troops a bit?
Yeah, you know, I think the argument you make the other way is you don't want to get in their heads by calling a timeout, but
that's kind of where you do see as coaches, when other team kind of scores a few goals, they're very calm. It's not like they don't care or anything. They just want to keep their guys level-headed, stay on course. Ducks outplayed them for the entirety of the second period, so Ducks just need to get back on that game plan, because they've kind of lost their game plan right now. The Santa Rosa Polar Bears are bringing everything they got at them.
We'll make the cross-sport reference here. That was always something that Phil Jackson was really known for as a basketball coach in his coaching career, was just kind of being really zen when the other team was going on a run and not calling that timeout too quickly. Other coaches will swing the other way. Puck in the Santa Rosa zone, but Polar Bears are going to get to it. And deflected up into the Santa Rosa bench with 15:57 left in the game, and all of a sudden a 5-4 lead for the visitors.
Santa Rosa just pressuring really hard, which we didn't really see them do at all in the second period, so Ducks need to probably just chip it in deep and work on their defense and below the goal line.
And Santa Rosa across the blue line. Poked away, and it'll go behind the net. Swung all the way around for Maddox. And Maddox is obliterated.
Penalty on the play.
That will draw a penalty. Shot there after the whistle. Charging the call.
Big opportunity for the Ducks to retake the lead. So to look for this power play, Ducks really need to get back to their tape-to-tape passing, going low to high, creating those passing lanes for guys like Schott on the point. Looks like Schott is on this power play, but Skabara and Landers and Leonard to move it around, create that space, find the open guy, and tie up the game.
And it's Denon who will sit for 2 minutes.
17, Tommy Denon. 2 minutes to charging.
Nice keep in.
Yeah, really good job by Jesse Leonard to keep that in. Ducks trying to set up, giving a little bit of space. Harrison Landers moving around off the puck.
Sneaking in right
on
the far side.
Keeps it in. And then Landers will shoot it. Rebound. Score! Oregon makes it 5-5 on the tap-in.
And just like that, the Ducks come the other way. Set up their power play beautifully. Harrison Landers shoots it from on top of the face-off dot. And looks like Lutz on there got the rebound for his second goal of the game. We'll get the official call soon, but now we're back to 5-on-5 to start off the third period. A very eventful third period that we've seen the Ducks play.
So back to 5-on-5. It is 5-2-5, and there is 15:05 left in the third period. So just past 5 minutes into the third period, the Ducks have stopped the bleeding. Jesse Leonard again keeps it in. Scabera, he shoots, he scores! It's 6-5 as Scooby gets number 2.
Scabera just fooled Morton on that play. I thought he was going to go high or top right or top left, and he just goes 5-hole, and Morton couldn't get the bats down fast enough in the butterfly. And just like that, the Ducks take a 6-5 lead.
So 14:45 left. The Ducks regain the lead.
Great shift by the
Crowd getting
Scabera
back
line.
into it. And what can the Ducks do now with the lead again? Here's Stone getting some pressure. Stone tries to bat that one in. It's in front. Rosenberg had a shooting opportunity, but his stick was knocked away.
And we all know Rosenberg's shot, not the place a goalie wants to see, with Rosenberg right in the slot.
And Rosenberg will poke that one forward. He was run into after. Duck fans making as much noise as they've made all year. 14-11. Gets away from Boschenstein. Stone knocked it in. Behind the net, Rosenberg trying to keep it alive, knocked the stick away from a Santa Rosa player and knocked down Matt Stone. Stone fires and knocked down by Morton.
Santa Rosa couldn't even get the puck out, and Ducks doing a phenomenal job getting the puck down, converting on turnovers, really controlling the play after giving up the lead like that. That's a really mental breakdown to start off the third period, but to come back and take the lead is something really special.
Yeah, it does, because the Ducks, it wasn't just a one-goal lead, wasn't a tie game. They were up 2. And it's loose, they score again! Scabera with number 3! 7-5! Was it Yale there?
I think it was Yale.
It was Yale. He went with that was one of Scooby's favorite sellies. And you got to go with the cues you have sometimes. But 7-5 the score.
Fans thought it was a hat trick on the plays. I saw some people wanting to throw their hats, but it was Yale who converted on a fat rebound. And it looks like they've got a goaltending change. So that's the end of the night for Morton.
A tough break there. Morton let in a couple that he might want back, but what are you going to do? The Ducks now back to a 2-goal lead. What a third period we've had. From 4-2 to 4-4 to 4-5 to 7-5. As there are now extracurriculars in front of Howry, and he will separate himself.
Looks like we have a penalty on the play. Looks like 1 or 2, guys.
Leonard being escorted to the box. And just Leonard, it would appear, for roughing. So big PK coming up here. Fans, they know it's a big moment. Perhaps not the most educated hockey crowd in the world, but they know a big moment when they see one, and they get more educated the more hockey they watch. Trying to make it a big deal, and
looks like the puck went up into the stand.
yes, it did, and there will be a battle for it.
But this is a big PK here for the Ducks. Reclaiming that lead. They do not want the Polar Bears to have any sort of life to crawl back into this game. They've got to shut them down right here.
Offside is Santa Rosa would have touched it.
They finally call it.
13:22 left in the game. $1:47 left on the penalty to Mr. Leonard.
See if Kevin McClure can get another shorthanded goal here for the Ducks. Already has one in this game.
Armstrong to it. A clearance would be preferable to a shorty for now. And they come in again offside. Intentional offside there to bring the face-off all the way down. So short-handed, but with the puck on the right part of the ice are the Ducks, but Santa Rosa will win the face-off. Across the blue line are the Polar Bears, and sticked away, but they get it right back, right into the glove of Howery. Jackson has been solid tonight.
Saw that one all the way and had the glove in perfect position, and the Polar Bear player shot it right into his glove, and that's a good save for Howery after giving up a few goals to start off the third period. Comes back with a great save. Get that confidence back.
And especially after the last goal that Jackson gave up, he could have gotten in. He could have just gotten upset and had that distract him, and he's kind of used it to motivate him. As did the Ducks, because it's been 3 straight Duck goals since that goal went in, with 12:40 left in the game. Still plenty of time. We saw Santa Rosa fill them up quickly at the beginning of this third period. So the Ducks are going to need to keep the pressure on for the rest of this game. Behind the net, Santa Rosa now. Still 48 seconds of power play time for the Polar Bears. Thought about the shot, instead one more pass. Now back to the point. Still thinking about the shot. Now they take it and deflected on its way through. And catching an edge, trying to get to the bench there, the Polar Bear player. Ducks trying to get the clear. They will get it out of the zone now. Matt Stone will carry it across the blue line. Stone around one guy, backhanded shot. Save made. Taken away though by Trevor Schott. Schott with a backhanded pass. Still trying to get it through for Stone. As we try and see enough of the backside of the new Santa Rosa goaltender to identify him. Might not get so fortunate, but it's not Morton. Jesse Leonard out of the box. We're back to five-a-side hockey. Post there. High crossbar, actually, and it had fooled one of the Santa Rosa players at the blue line who thought that went in from Howery's reaction. Eric Armstrong trying to spring Trevor Schott. He got it to him on side, but not well enough for Trevor to control it. Now Santa Rosa from their own zone along the boards. They'll gain the low. No icing called on the play. Not sure if that was dumped in before the line or not. Our linesman did throw his arm up. Big hit in the neutral zone there. Zach Foss sat down. And then Foss hounding Nickel there. Or excuse me, Kadich is 21, Nickel 22 for Santa Rosa. 10:40 left in the game. Jake Yale behind the net trying to win it for the Ducks and does.
Strong forecheck on the Ducks right now.
Foss crunched into the boards again, but Santa Rosa can only throw that one the length of the ice for icing. 10:25 left, third period, 7-5.
Good. Ducks kill on the Santa Rosa power play earlier. Had a few shorthanded opportunities, which is always good to see.
McClare throwing that one half-heartedly at the net and cleared away from Santa Rosa. They'll spring the length of the ice. Howery with another cross ice long clearance there. Kind of a Manuel Neuer save there to go cross sport reference again. 10:06 left.
It's always a gamble when the goalie comes out of his crease like that. I don't know if he can get to the puck on time, if the opposing player can get there. So, and we all know the puck playing skills of Howery. He showed it off a lot this game, so nice play by him.
And Lutz plays that forward. Santa Rosa to it at their own blue line. And That's intercepted by Cody Dries. He'll go to the corner to try and win it back. Ducks do get it. Scabera, nice move. Oh, no goal. That's waved off. Scabera cannot believe it.
Went between the legs.
And
no goal on the play. Looks like the net.
Jackson Howery, meanwhile, has got his saying, "You got to be kidding me."
The net was off,
love
but
an explanation
that would have
for
been
that.
the goal of the year for the Ducks.
It still was the goal of the year. It just doesn't count.
Oh my gosh, that would have been his hat-trick goal, correct?
That would have been 3. It would not have been 4, despite my excited call of a number 3 Nick Scabera goal that didn't happen earlier, because it wasn't him. So let's take that goal, put it on that call with that goal and make it count, and it would be one really nice highlight.
Kind of reminds me of, what was it, 2011 when the Canucks, I think it was Daniel Sedin or Henrik, always kind of confused myself between the two, but
Yeah, it's always tough.
Hat-trick goal between the legs, a lot like that one.
Yeah,
but,
between the legs, backhanded after some nice dangles, and I guess they must have said that the net came off its moorings, which, again, hey, it's nice that they're paying attention to that. Maybe there was some, I don't know. We'll find out after the game. Don't want to let it get in your heads. Washington trying to find Stone, couldn't knock it down. 9 minutes left in the game now. Trevor's shot, trying to intercept it there, but it was deflected up off his stick and almost right into the face of the Santa Rosa coach. Good job to get out of the way of that one.
Really great job on the Ducks on this period, capitalizing on Santa Rosa's turnovers, either coming right at the blue line or right before they enter the neutral zone. That's really the big key for the Ducks' success tonight, is the control of the neutral zone play, and turning those turnovers into offensive opportunities have been really phenomenal play. We haven't really seen that a whole lot this season, but looks like 2 different teams from last night. Really interesting how 2 games have played out for these hockey clubs.
And Yale in the corner trying to defend there, along with Foss and Schott. The whole unit working defensively. And Trevor trying to take it away, still glued to the boards. Now Santa Rosa gets it centered. Yale throws his stick out, knocks that one back into the neutral zone. Onside for Santa Rosa, but not cleanly handled. And now Jesse Leonard up for Jake Yale. Too far out in front of Foss. Santa Rosa takes over in the neutral zone. 8 minutes left, 8:04. Foss trying to get there. He's got it taken away. Yale pokes it back out. As Santa Rosa is going to be throwing more and more pressure on over these next 7 minutes, 46 seconds.
Ducks really need to clear the puck out of their zone right now. Santa Rosa's doing a good job keeping the puck in.
Got some heavy legs for the Ducks defensemen so far currently. Trevor Schott will control that one. Ducks get half a new group out there. And now they'll have a chance to get the rest. Kevin McClare made one nice move, but then couldn't take the puck with him. Now Armstrong keeps it alive. Armstrong in the neutral zone will wait till he's pressured and then rips the puck around. Santa Rosa trying to use the ref as a screen. Armstrong thought about taking a first-time shot there. Instead, he'll just move it into the corner for Leonard. 7 minutes left in the game. McClare takes it away. He shoots, he scores! Kevin McClare, and it's 8-5.
Second goal of the game for McClare. Perfect positioning by McClare just to get right into the slot and fire it home. Big celebration for the Ducks, now have an 8-5 lead. So 2 goals by McClare and 2 goals by Scabara. And these fans are loving it.
The Ducks have moved really well off the puck tonight, and I think that was a big thing that wasn't happening last night. And, you know, it's moving off the puck well, good team defensive play. They're doing a lot of the little things right tonight. And as a result, they've got an 8-5 lead with 6 minutes and 56 seconds left in the third period. And
Looks like
as you
Santa
were kind
Rosa
of
took a
alluding to
timeout.
earlier, after the run of goals now as it's turned to 4 goals in a row for the Ducks, Santa Rosa will choose to take their timeout. Ducks will have a brief huddle. They break it with a loud "Go Ducks."
And that bench is absolutely fired up. Hopefully trying to get maybe McClare or Skabara to the hat trick tonight, but we'll see how that goes. But this line of Skabara, Lutz, and Dries have been basically on fire since the first period.
And now you gotta stay focused now.
Exactly.
6:56. I mean, it's a long time. Santa Rosa scored 3 goals in like 2.5 minutes at the beginning of this period. So
they just got to keep the pressure.
Good. You want, it'll feel a lot better in 7 minutes if you're the Ducks. Here's Scooby for the hat trick, and couldn't finish the job there, but made some really nice moves. Gets out to the point and poked in. Good job from the Ducks. Again, the little things happening tonight. That time they didn't, though, as Skabara lost track of it. Kashishian shot wide. And the Ducks will get to it. They, at the blue line, took it away, and that shot high into the netting off the deflection with 6 minutes, 20 seconds left in the third period.
Like you said, the little things, just keeping the puck in. Not once, but twice on the second effort. Just little things like that, and sending in 2 forecheckers. Even though you do have an 8-5 lead, that goes a long way of holding your lead and really keeping up the pressure on Santa Rosa, not even having them exit their zone cleanly.
And kept in there. Mingle doing a good job at the blue line to keep it in. Washington knocked off the puck. Leonard and Rosenberg at the point, keeps it in, fires it, and it's into the equipment of whoever is currently in goal. Looks like his number starts with a 2.
I think
Maybe
it's
we
number.
can narrow it down.
I think it's number 30, but we don't have a number 30 on the roster, so it must be either Jacob Pavsek from Honolulu, which is mainly their starting goalie, or Matthew Colgrove, number 32. But
well, let's see. He's got his glove hand as his glove hand is his left. Pavsek listed as a lefty. Colgrove is a righty.
So we'll take the chance and go with Pavsek out of Honolulu. Don't hear too many hockey players coming out of there, but
not too many, of course. It's not like it's an outdoor game anymore. Can really come from anywhere. A couple of Southern California-based broadcasters calling the game tonight, so not a whole lot of room for us to talk with 5:20 left in the game and an 8-5 lead still for the Ducks as Howery taps that one away. Poked, good job there from Jake Yale. Yale's got Foss with it. Foss on the puck now. Foss will go all the way behind the net. Armstrong, one-time shot. Rebound is there, and it's through! Not sure who had the final touch on it. I think it was Trevor Schott, and it's 9-5.
another big rebound right in front with 2 guys in front of the net. Not much the Santa Rosa defenders can do about that one when you have 2 Ducks players hounding the puck. And they make it a 9-5 game. So keeping on the pressure and not letting their foot off the gas, the Ducks are this third period.
This is number 10, Zach Foss, and number 95, Trevor Schott.
And Armstrong with it now. Armstrong, who had a good one-time shot that started that whole rush. Now Nickel with it, Josiah Nickel. He's trying to get pretty, and it's maybe not the time for that for Santa Rosa.
Definitely not. I just want to try to get shots, put everything you can on net. No time for a spinorama at all, and a big hit.
Pat Taylor, 14, and he gets the pass to Maddox. No, Armstrong, one-timer. It's loose and no one there. Now it's loose in front and put wide, and a big hit, and I think that's a penalty called.
Just
And
hits on
then
hits
a big
and
show from Nickel, and now we've
we
got
two
Santa
altercations
Rosa
and a big
players
dog pile.
taking a. Oh, and Howry's. We've got the goalie involved there. Howry's skating toward the blue line. Howry's dropped the gloves once before. Two Santa Rosa players over the bench.
The goalie's
involved
outnumbered attack.
in it, and Jackson Howry's waiting his turn at center ice.
It's like Kevin McClare. He's had an eventful 2 games this weekend.
Goalies, and I don't understand why the referees are allowing 2 players to go after
There's
the
one
same
referee,
guy.
there's 2 refs not doing anything right now. Not even breaking anything up.
And now McClare involved in fisticuffs full on. Well, as the gloves looks like they're kept on.
Looks like they're letting this
Cody
fight go.
Drees being escorted to the box as McClare's taken down. Jackson Howry still at center ice waiting to any chance he might have to be involved in the fun.
Wonder what.
And boy, they are really not happy with Kevin McClare.
Looks like Santa Margarita taught McClare and Landers a few things in high school.
McClare is now just pointing at the scoreboard.
Oh, he's not wrong.
No, he's not.
He's just pointing. It says 9-5. Score's not going to change, so.
Okay, so McClare's done. There were several different people that could qualify as the third man in for both teams there.
Looks like we have Cody Drees waiting at the box. Wonder if Calvin McClare's the only guy that will get the misconduct for a lot of penalty minutes for McClare, but he backs it up with 2 goals in this game, so interesting stat line for McClare.
So McClare and guess who for Santa Rosa? We said he might get himself tossed by the end of the game. And Hutchings Butcher still standing at the box. Nickel is done for Santa Rosa. Cody Drees appears to be done.
Looks like we just had a mix of 2 lines have been ultra physical. And looks like Howry is waving at Pavsek. Kind of angry at him.
What Howry's saying is if you're going to get involved in something, get involved with me.
Yeah, exactly. You don't. When the goalie gets in a scrum like that, that's.
And so, give Pavsek
That's a 6-on-5.
some credit, because most goalies won't do that. And, he's got a little bit of Ron Hextall in him maybe to get involved in that. But he's just a second guy attacking in. If anyone touches him, everyone is going to jump on the guy who touches him because he's the goalie. So I would have liked to see the goalie fight there. We all know my opinions on goalie fights, though.
I feel like you're by the image of our Twitter page.
I thought we were going to get one tonight. I really thought we were going to have the moment there.
It looked like Howry, when he went to the bench, was asking if he should go out there.
I think he was asking for permission, it being a suspendable offense, of course. So, Butcher is done as well. Drees done, McClare done, and then on the other side of the ice, Nickel done and Butcher done.
Butcher's been physical all night, so no surprise that his line would be out there causing some havoc. And that's along with McClare's line too. Probably the most physical lines of the night, lined up against each other, angry. 4 minutes left, 9-5 game. Santa Rosa probably taking their anger out on the Ducks. But this is by far probably the most entertaining game for the Ducks this season. With a good crowd on hand. So we'll see.
So the referees have to write everything down, and then they'll hand it to the scorer's booth.
Basically writing a novel. Amount of penalty minutes I'll be racking up.
And
it's like the goalie
may have been tossed.
Goalie's been tossed from the game.
So they dress all 3.
Looks like they're going to use all 3 goalies. Look at that. So they start Morton, who played yesterday's game, who got pulled for Pavsek, who then got ejected, and now their third goalie, and I would say, is Callgrove.
I'd just like to officially announce that this is bonkers. I've never seen a team actually use 3 goaltenders in a game. I've never ever even heard of a goalie getting ejected for something other than a goalie fight. And I think fighting might still be what they write down for him. So
we'll see what kind of offenses he'll have.
It might be the third man in aspect of it. If you're going incredibly by the book, there are 2 players on the Santa Rosa team. I didn't see numbers, but 2 guys who jumped the bench. In theory, they're both done. I don't think that either one of them were ejected. But
I didn't even see that.
Strictly, I think they were. They were right in front of the bench, and the linesman went immediately over to them. Have to assume that they hopped over.
Don't get to catch a whole lot while working the. Hold on. Might want to grab a pen and pencil if you're at home.
Yeah, I'm going to count on you to remember all of this. Poor Kevin down there going to get carpal tunnel keeping the scores sheet for this game. And now we'll have some folks sent down to serve penalties, or are these just captains getting their own explanations?
For you guys watching at home, thank you for staying up and watching Late Night Fight Night here at the
Jackson Howard's yelling across the ice to me that he tried, and Jackson, it is very appreciated. So again, the ejections to McClare, Dries, goalie number 2, Pavsek, and Hutchin, and Butcher, and Nickel. If you're keeping track at home. Again, we're gonna just assume until we hear the announcement that everything was for fighting. So here we go. DQ for Nickel.
DQ for game misconduct. To number 30, Matt Callgrove.
Oh, that was Callgrove, not. So the goalie that was in was Callgrove, and this is Pavsek. Okay.
Number 17, Cody Breeze.
Sorry for.
So some of this will have some kind of a carryover for some of these players into the next game.
So this is Pavsek, who's from Honolulu.
And hey, we're back underway. So after all of this, the Ducks are going to be on the power play, but it's an opportunity shorthanded breakaway for Santa Rosa, and now another penalty coming up against. I'm not sure.
Looks like interference on Landers. So after all...
Again, it's the Santa Margarita boys.
Yep.
In trouble.
Looks like we had fighting class at Catholic school. I didn't know about that, but I didn't take that class with Harrison and Kevin.
No, maybe a different part of the curriculum.
But after all that, we still have a hockey game to be played.
Yeah, still got 3 minutes and 45 seconds left of hockey. What is it, the old saying they say? I went to a boxing match and a hockey game broke out.
But probably more tame, because you've announced over the years, so you've probably seen maybe a little bit more worse than that.
Yeah, that's up there, though. That's up there.
I just think with all the scoring and all the altercations, been a entertaining game for the fans, I'd say.
Yeah, I don't think you can ask for much more.
You'd get your value here, coming out to the games, watching at home.
Santa Rosa centering now. They trail 4 by 4. 9-5 is the score. The Shishian shot wide. Armstrong knocks his man off the puck.
Previous penalty number 21, Harrison Landers, 2 minutes for slashing for Oregon.
So the call against Landers there was slashing. 2:44 left in the game. Yale gets the blue line, finishes, scores! How about that? Jake Yale makes it 10-5.
Steps right into the blue line and releases a cannon, and looks like it went right off the knob of Pavsek's stick. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Pavsek's stick, and trickled over the goal line, much like Kevin McClare's goal, where the goalie gets enough of it, but just rolls in, and that's just that kind of night for the Ducks.
So 2:33 left in the third period. The Ducks lead has swollen to 5. And again, credit to the Ducks. They went into this period leading 4-2. Before they knew it, they were down 5-4. And now it's a 10-5 lead for the Ducks as that shot goes wide. It's what we've been asking the Ducks to do all season, is to play a complete 60-minute game of hockey, and they have.
Looks like the ref's going to call penalty here.
Through
just
58 minutes anyway, they played a complete game for certain, and another penalty for Santa Rosa here, as
probably would have been called in the first or second period, but after all the altercations happening, they don't want anything else to get out of control here. I think it's a good time to tell the fans at home why they're called the Polar Bears.
Well, you just did that. You got to go with that one. I'm not sure what you're going at.
Oh no, I was just saying how like the rest of this Santa Rosa.
Okay, they're just the Bears.
Yeah, they're just the Bears, but specifically their ice hockey team is the Polar Bears. And like you said, Long Beach State. It's much like Long Beach State, how they're called the. I forgot
They're the Long Beach State's the 49ers for everything except baseball. Another goal for the Ducks, and another one that Santa Rosa will want back, but hey, it don't matter. And not too much of a celebration here for the Ducks. Don't want to antagonize too much.
But
a little bit of antagonizing is okay.
It's just been that kind of night for the Ducks, just throwing everything on net.
And how many times as a hockey broadcaster do you say, throw things on net and good things will happen? And tonight the Ducks have done exactly that, and exactly that has happened. So 11-5.
Looks like we have a hat on the ice, so.
Someone did throw a hat on the ice, and that will cause the stoppage in play.
So Skabara with the hat trick tonight.
The ref will bring that hat to these scorers.
Looks like that guy wants his hat back, but I don't think he really knows.
That's not how it works. In fact, he might be asked to leave by security. He's going to go back and pretend he wasn't the one who threw it.
Keeping hydrated at this point of the night.
Always hydrated. Skabara again. Oh, knocked off the puck. Shot there. 90 seconds left now. Jesse Leonard keeps it in. Referees will have their hands full in the handshake line. Ducks take it away. Here's Stone. Stone's been working hard tonight. Draws a penalty there. Booking the call with 59 ticks left in the game.
Part of our pregame notes were for the Ducks to stay out of the box. They've done that to an extent. Hasn't really cost them.
They've stayed out of the box more than Santa Rosa has tonight, and it's been the difference, really. Again, it's not even necessarily the power play goals. It's just the wasted time when you're killing penalties. That shot threw wide. Less than 40 seconds now left in the game.
Ducks pretty content here, just to move it around, waste off the clock, and
that shot threw wide. There's a rebound and opportunity for the Ducks to put a 12 spot up, but it goes wide. Behind the net, trying for Stone, and kept in by Mingle. 17 seconds left. Harrison Landers will keep it in the zone. 11 seconds left in the game. One last shot for the Ducks, and it's cleared out. That will do it, though. The Ducks get their first home win of 2016, 11-5, the final score in an eventful, exciting, and very entertaining game for Breton Kelly. My name is Isaac Rosenthal. Thank you so much for staying up late with us. Sleep tight.